It's a super tight race right now in the Atlantic Division. Montreal, Detroit, and Buffalo?
Seriously? Yeah.
Yeah, Montreal, Detroit, and Buffalo, they're all competing for a spot in the Atlantic top 3. Tampa Bay is kind of up there with a few games in hand with 72 points. They're making a season out of it. Detroit having a great season. Montreal having a really good season. Buffalo coming out of nowhere after the firing of their previous GM, hiring of their new GM, and it's like they found a second gas tank. And it's jet fuel inside that gas tank. This is the 3rd time Montreal faces Buffalo this month. They've lost twice. They beat them earlier in the season. Can they beat them again to tie the series at 2? I don't know. Let's talk about it. It's getting down to it, man. After the Olympic break, there's 30-something games left? No, 20-something games. Every one of these games count, and games against division rivals, those count double. You get the 2 points, you stop your opponent from getting those extra 2 points, or 1 point, whatever. And with Buffalo competing so closely with Montreal, game in hand with the same amount of points, this game is not only symbolic, it's very important, just on paper. So you're hoping that Montreal can stop the stampede tonight. But one stampede that I don't want to stop is the subscriber stampede. Thank you so much, all newcomers. Got a lot of new subscribers off that video of the Montreal game versus Colorado. And I loved the comments. So many incredible comments. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the birthday wishes. My voice is still on the mend. It's hurting a little bit. For those of you that aren't subscribed, please consider it. We would love to have you as part of the community. And everyone else, you can still help out by hitting that like button. So, on commence avec la formation de départ. Was there any changes tonight? Nos attaquants, our forwards? Caufield, Suzuki, Doc, Slafkovský, Kapanen, Demidov, Veleno, Evans, Bolduc, Anderson, Danault, Gallagher. That's right, Texier is out. Veleno draws in. I don't want to protest. Veleno came in and he performed adequately. But I am worried about Texier. He hasn't been himself recently. Himself being the individual who was blowing our minds for a while there. Please, come back, Alexandre Texier. No défenseur, our defenseman. We got Matheson, Goalie, Hudson, Dobson, Xhekaj, Carrier. And finally, in net, no gardien, our goalie. We got Dobeš coming back in net. That's his 3rd start in a row. He's been coming up huge. He's giving the coaching staff absolutely no other choice than to start him. He gets them wins. Yeah, maybe his save percentage isn't excellent, but especially in these past few games, oh man, he's been clutch. Dobeš is going up against Lyon. Lyon has also been freaking clutch. He is hotter than the devil's arse crack, I think is what Junkie says. Yeah, like he's breaking records and stuff. Like the Buffalo Sabres right now are on a roll. Anyway, they face off in the first period. To no big surprise, Buffalo's young talented players are rushing the net and looking dangerous. And also, I guess probably to no one's surprise, Carrier is getting checked hard by Malestein after having just been checked hard by Malestein. Something I noticed when I watched the Canadiens play at the Bell Center. Carrier, man. He's not going to have a long career the way that he protects himself up against the boards. You got to respect a guy who is willing to take a check to make a play. But sometimes I think that he needlessly gets his head rattled against the boards. But now Buffalo is headed to the box. But what the heck? Are they going for 1 penalty, 2 penalties, or 3? On this play, Danault gets interfered with, then he gets tripped, and then Gallagher is also in front of the net, getting some abuse. So I don't know what's being called here, but it does wind up to be a solo penalty for Thompson. It's going to be interference. Montreal's headed to the power play, and they're going to make good.
Caufield from the corner where he's dangerous. You've got to watch him there. Now Suzuki in front, scores!
Power play goal, Juraj Slafkovský, 1-0 Canadiens. They do strike first. Big deal for this game. Suzuki switches with Caufield, and before he takes his corner spot, he dishes to Slaf, who's moved to the bumper, and Slaf puts it behind line before you know it. So far, reffing has been better than usual, but still not very good. They're not calling trips. They're not calling holds. And I wonder, again, if Montreal is missing an opportunity to cheat like their opponents. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. I really like seeing Slaf being physical amongst other things tonight. He was doing a great job. So Montreal is looking good, but Buffalo is still creating chaos in front of the Canadiens' net. But they're not solving Dobeš. Now we see Dobson with a hammer dead on, but Lyon gets a piece of it. Now, after having drawn a tripping penalty from Byram, Montreal goes on the power play. And as the period is wrapping up, Demidov, big shot. Lyon looks like he didn't know where this puck went, but no joy for the Canadiens. They'll go to the second period with a little bit of power play time remaining. The second period is off, and the theme of this period is the Canadiens sabotaging themselves. An old friend in the second period. They're going to sabotage themselves with penalties. Hudson takes a soft tripping penalty here while on the power play. McLeod falls. He acts like he can't skate through a stick check. So Montreal is going to head to the PK, and Dobeš is doing big work on the PK. He's starting to carve himself out an incredible game for himself. 12 shots on goal, not a goal allowed. And now McLeod is headed to the box for a weak penalty of his own. So he drew a weak penalty, and now he's taking a weak one. For this power play, the second unit gets a pretty good crack at it, but they're not able to come out successful. Before heading to a commercial break, Caufield catches one in the face. This coming as I am telling someone in our community Discord that whenever a high stick happens, they're going to get called by the referees. They can't ignore those. So yeah, I guess I was wrong about that one. Now, Alex Tuck makes a fool out of Matheson with a big stick check. This sets off a series of events that eventually leads to this.
The Power scores!
An Owen Power goal. This is another unfortunate one because I was just saying in Discord how Power was having a pretty bad year considering how his team is doing right now. I guess that's all the hockey gods needed to hear to give Power a goal. They are now tied at 1, and the Sabres don't really stop there. Big post for the Sabres. Wow, what a ting on this one.
Line hands it across, Quinn drive.
And now Buffalo is going to get another crack at the PP after Dobson takes a high sticking call. I hope that Zucker survives this brutal caress to his chin. Montreal does in fact kill this one off, but Buffalo applied plenty of pressure. And like I said, the theme of this period, penalties, sabotaging themselves. Hudson gets Tuck in the face. They're going to go back to the PK. And as the PK is wrapping up, Oslin scores.
McLeod shot, Dobeš is saved with a rebound, not quite. Right in front of it, scores!
2-1. Just as the power play expired, lots of chaos, and Oslin drives in to aggressively rotate and cycle into the kill spot in the slot. Montreal can't stop the bleeding here, and Dobson can't find another save. So 2-1, and that's going to do it for the second period. Buffalo, 22 shots on goal. It's been an intense game with a lot of pressure, especially from Buffalo. Third period starts. Now, Montreal coming out with the energy they need. They're looking dangerous early, and they really pour it on. Buffalo doesn't seem like they're a team to slow down, though. So we're going to have to see how this shakes out. Montreal is continuing to apply pressure, and eventually...
dropped it for Dobson. Skates it in. Dobson scores!
Caufield makes it 2-2. I thought Doc swiped this in. It was almost like an optical illusion, but Caufield gets a little redirect on this one from Dobson, who takes the shot, and it finds its way through. What a great feed from Dobson. This, in fact, wasn't a shot. This was a pass right toward Caufield. Check this out. This alternate angle shows you a better perspective. Montreal continues to pour on pressure that they need to do in order to stop Buffalo from playing their aggressive style of play. Shots are now 23-27, and Montreal's not giving up. Eventually, with the first line on, Doc going in on the forecheck, they're going to score again.
Lyon slows it down as Kesselring goes after it. Doc in front, scores!
Caufield 3-2, Mr. Saturday Night, getting his second goal of the night. Yeah, this was a fast-moving play here. This is the type of skill that you want to see demonstrated on your first line. Doc comes in, wins the battle against the boards, gets the puck to Suzuki very quickly. Suzuki doesn't hold onto it for a second. Finds Caufield, taps it in backdoor. 3-2 for Montreal. Fast forward, later in the third period, Buffalo, they pull Lyon. You got to feel like they have a good chance at solving Dobeš. They've piled on 40 shots so far. But
in front, taken away by Kapanen for the empty net. Scores!
empty net goal, Kapanen, 4-2. That's going to be a series tied 2-2 in 2026. Montreal wins it, takes home a big 2 points, stops a rival from getting any points, not even that one overtime point that Montreal seems so polite to give at times. And an incredible win, a big win. This is a morale booster. 38 saves for Dobeš, 2 goals for Caufield. Nick Suzuki has something like 64 points, something ridiculous like that. Montreal moves into 3rd place in the Atlantic, 1 point behind Detroit. They now have 69 points. So a real encouraging win by Montreal and an entertaining game, a great game by Buffalo, a great game by Montreal. Both teams deserve to win. I hope that they both had fun. But to me, there was one individual that kind of changed the outcome of this game, and it was Jakub Dobeš. If Montreal has this type of goaltending, producing the amount of offense that they have been, they're a serious team in the NHL right now. I'm headed to bed. I want to do a fun video soon. I feel so rushed on these videos now, but I've got a lot going on, and tomorrow I'm going to be all alone taking care of the kids. Should be a fun one. I just don't want to be tired. I've been tired lately. I don't know why. I haven't been sleeping good. So wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck on that. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for everything. Again, the comments on the last video were so nice to read. Keep piling on the comments. I love reading them. Hope you're all doing well. Take care of yourselves, and you guys know what to do. Like the video. It helps me out with search results or something like that. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I would love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.
What's up?